I love you. Say I love you. I said I love you. Thank you. Rude.
Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black rose, black rose in the sky. Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black rose, black rose in the sky. Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black rose, black rose in the sky.
What's going on, beautiful people? I am Lando. So that's your favorite motivational teacher. The goal is whenever you come to my channel to leave knowing something that you didn't know before you came here. So the only favor I ask in this video is for you to press that like button, press the subscribe button, and also leave a comment that help out the YouTube algorithm. Now I have a bone to pick with some of you. Yeah, some of my subscribers, because I do ask y'all to give me different type of coins and different type of videos to do. Not every live. Y'all don't miss one where somebody don't bring up well, I don't think it's pronounced like that. It's more HBAR or Hedera. I never heard of the company outside of people mentioning it to me in my lives. So I took it up on myself to look up the company last night. And I was up all night researching. And this morning, researching. This is the first time I read a white paper from beginning to end in a long time. Because on my channel, I like things simple. I like stocks and I like cryptocurrency where I can explain to people within 30 seconds, 5-minute video where I can just break it down and the average person can really understand it. With HBAR, that ain't the case. So hopefully by the end of this video, you will know completely what is Hedera, what is HBAR, how exactly do the company work, and is this something you should be on the lookout for. This is Hedera for Dummies, and I'm Dummies. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Hashgraph algorithm. I love the way they broke it down because they call it gossip. Orlando, you mean like gossip? Y'all know gossip. Girl, James cheated on Samantha. Oh my God, you are lying. Who did he cheat on her with? Word on the streets, it was a he. So we talk about that type of gossip. Now this is one of the co-founders, Dr. Lehman. He's going to help me break it down. It's actually on their website, but I chopped it up, a little bit, make it spicy.
So Alice has a transaction she wants to send out. She puts it inside of a message. And that message she sends out by using a gossip protocol. This means she sends it to a random person, and then each of them sends it to a random person, and they send it to a random person, and exponentially fast it explodes outwards, and the whole world knows about it. Now, what if Bob and Carol have transactions they want to send? Well, they put them inside of messages, which they then send out to random people. So there are 2, then 4, then 8, and it blows up exponentially. But how do we know what time each message reached the world as a whole? Well, we could keep track of when each person received each message. And we could take those times. And we could sort them, all the times for the red message, and so on. And then we could take the middle of the list. This tells you when the red message reached most of the world, and when the blue one did, and when the green one did. And if we sort the messages by that, that puts them into a fair order.
Are y'all still with me? So what they are doing is taking the median time of each message when they reach the most amount of people, and that is the time they're using. So it's not 100% accurate time, but it's the medium of the time, which make it easier for the system.
So now we have them in order. Oh, but wait. How do we know when each person received each message? Sounds like you'd have to send out a lot of receipts. No, we'll send no receipts at all. Here's how. When we're doing our talking, we can draw this graph of how we talk to each other. Alice talked to Dave, so we draw a line from Alice to Dave, and then they talked, and we have 2 more lines, and then more, and then the blue and the green come into our graph, and then they spread and spread and spread. And the result is this big diagram of how we've all talked to each other, this graph. But we could create a message for every circle in the graph. It has whatever transactions you want to create. It has a timestamp of when you're claiming that you're creating it. It has your digital signature, and it includes 2 hashes. A cryptographic hash of the last message you made and the last message you received.
Now that part can be a little confusing. Now first, remember we are talking about an algorithm. So this is an algorithm and we're using computers as examples. So every time a computer sends a message, you get all of those lines, and at the end of the message you have that circle, and this is what's inside of those circles.
And just by adding the 2 hashes, it ties them all together. And so we could actually store this graph in memory on every computer, and we would all know the complete history of how we talk to each other. We're not just gossiping the transactions. We are actually gossiping out indirectly this graph itself. We're gossiping about the gossip. We are actually talking about how we're talking. And once we all have this hash graph in memory, we can just look at it and do virtual voting, which means we just look at it and we know the timestamp of when each person received each message. We don't have to talk to each other about it. We don't have to send out additional messages about when you received things and about what orders to put things in. You get it for free. Virtual voting.
I'm not even going to hold you up. Virtual voting is confusing. Don't worry about it right now. I'm going to break it down where you can understand it in a little bit.
So, how does Hashgraph consensus work? We want to put the transactions in order. How do we do that? We'll sort them by the order of the events. But what's the order of the events? You just sort them by the consensus timestamp for each of these events. But what's the consensus timestamp on an event? It'll be the median of the received time. It'll be the middle of all those times of when it reached everybody in the world. What's the received time? Well, it's when an active computer, an active node, received it. The computers that around that time were each sending events to many of the other nodes. But what do we mean at that time, sent events too many? Well, we mean during that round. We all have this history in the hash graph. We break up history into a bunch of rounds, and we just look at it and say, okay, during that round, did this node actually send out some events? If they did, they have a famous witness. And did it reach many people at once? If they did, we call that witness famous. And we will weight all of this virtual voting by the stake that they are holding, how many HBARs they own. So, it is gossip about gossip with virtual voting. And that is the Hashgraph consensus algorithm.
Now, the last part, you're probably thinking too much into it like I did. Just rewind the last 30 or 40 seconds and watch that part again. Just watch it twice and you will get it. It was very self-explanatory once you check it out. Now, after hearing that, if you are like me, you had some questions. First thing I wanted to know is, how does virtual voting work? What is that? The second thing is, how can Hedera help out companies or help out individuals? How will people utilize this? And the last thing is, what is HBAR? What is the token and what is the purpose of it? Next, we are about to talk about voting. Now, before you watch this, these are individual companies, like big name companies. They are teaming up with them to build a council. You will understand it in a second.
We decided to join Hedera Hashgraph, but not only join, but being a counselor on the Hedera Hashgraph network, because it's important for us to influence the future roadmap.
The Governing Council will play a crucial role for this emerging sector, creating the best practices and guidelines that will serve the industry for decades to come.
But we're all going to be able to get together and share that sort of global best practice knowledge on a series of interesting and challenging questions about the future of this technology and how we can help frame a governance around it.
Hedera Hashgraph goes beyond blockchain with a fast, fair and secure distributed public ledger governed by the world's leading enterprises and made for developers, creating a trusted and empowered digital future for all. What future will you build?
So we are on the Hedera website. When you first click it, it's very, it's a little difficult. You see it say Governing Council Overview. Those are some of the videos that you have seen. It say Hedera is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations. So you see Google, you see Boeing, IBM, you see some of the top companies in the world that are governed by that. Now, this is something I haven't seen from anybody in the video, breaking down how you can become a council member. So let's say up to 39 highly diversified organizations lead the Hedera network. Each council member is committed to the network innovation, stability, and continued decentralization. So if you click become a member, look at this, yo. Please fill out the form below to request information about Hedera Governing Council membership opportunities. If your organization qualifies, a member of the Hedera team will reach out to you soon. At a minimum, prospective members of the Hedera Governing Council are required to have at least 10 billion in market capitalization. So if your company don't have over 10 billion in market cap, you can't even be considered. So these are big companies that run this. Hedera welcomes our newest member of the council, ServiceNow. We all know ServiceNow. You read right here, it breaks some things down, but I want to take you to the meat and potatoes of what's going on. The council overview. So it's a world-class organizations join a network owned and operated by leading organizations spread across industries and geographies, work alongside peers to foster and govern a stable, decentralized network designed for real-world applications, drive the future, breakthrough technology. So far, they tell you who all the members are. Swirls. Now, I'm honestly not the biggest fan of this because this is the original owner company. He formed the LLC, so he actually owned Hedera. So it's not all the way decentralized if somebody technically own it, if that makes sense. So let's say the creator of Hashgraph, permanent member. So it's a permanent member because he created it, right? Delaware Limited Liability Company, taxed as a corporation, which I did a video the other day showing you guys how to start your LLC for only $50, especially if you live in Michigan, but that's a whole different video. So that is interesting. If anybody smarter than me have more information about how that worked with him actually owning everything. So they break down everything that they want. The board of directors, 7 voting members, 1 non-voting chair, elected by council, a 2-year term. So this is really the real deal. It's good to actually see this broken down because when it comes down to politics, you don't always get to see exactly what is going on. Now, if you go down and say the governing decisions, you can read all of this. It talk about the terms, the renewal terms, like the board of directors, everything was going on the inside. So what they did was take some of the richest, most successful companies. Then they took members of their team that is very innovative, that understand crypto and understand the future. And now you have 39 of them on one council. Originally, I didn't like it because with crypto, I want things to be decentralized and not governed fully. But with it being 39 different big name companies, they all going to have different ideas. They're not going to always agree. So I don't think it's just 1 or 2 or 3 big billionaires that's controlling everything because they actually have to vote. So I think overall, they're going to make the best interest to move the company forward. And if they don't like it, they're going to leave and they're going to put in a new company. Next thing we want to know is the use cases. How is people utilizing this? How is companies utilizing this? And I'm about to show you. Now on the website, you see use cases. It show payment, tokenized identity. But if you go all the way to the bottom, it's easier to just click this. When you click that, it say decentralized on Hedera, from innovative startups to global enterprises. These are a few of our developers, entrepreneurs, or companies decentralizing the future on Hedera. Now you have a healthcare sector, and these are real companies. You see it say media, transparent ad platform. Agriculture, connecting farmers to finance. So they have a lot of different type of companies. Influencer monetization app. So this is something for influencers, something for like me. You have retail. If we read some of these, the industry manage a non-profit TBC, develop and maintain a universal positive offer file for manufacturers, coupons using the Hedera consensus service. Technology, you have Drops payments. Drops enables micropayments for small value transactions in both HBAR, cryptocurrency, and US dollars. Merchants save money and grow their business while consumers get convenient access to products and services and enrich their lives. These are all working companies that are already activated. Now, if we just click one, this is Taskbar, gig economy platform. The Taskbar platform is a gateway to a circular economy for people to interact, fulfill their needs, and earn financial independence. So you click learn more. It tells you about Taskbar. Task payment settled within 30 seconds. The reduction, what are they doing? And you can literally go to their taskbar, find a task, earn a crypto, and grow your income on a secure, decentralized Web3 platform. Look at this. They really have people already are starting their tasks, what they can do, and you can hire people directly. So what they are doing, I completely see the vision on how people are utilizing it. And this takes me to the next part. What is HBAR? How can you utilize it? Just like the other ones, I went down to the bottom and just click HBAR. It's a incredibly fast, predictable low fees, finality in seconds. Dual row of HBAR, network fuel. So you can see all of this, but we just going right to the white paper. The white paper tell you exactly what's going on. We're going to back out. The last time it was updated in June. I will probably like it to be updated, but I guess it's probably nothing to update. Hedera Hashgraph is a public distributed ledger technology network that enables people to interact and transact online efficiently and securely without the need for a third-party company, which often collects and sells user personal information. The purpose of Hedera is to provide a stable, trustworthy network for a wide variety of decentralized, enterprise-grade applications, not to provide a cryptocurrency. That is interesting. They say not to provide a cryptocurrency like all public DLT networks. However, Hedera needs a cryptocurrency to function. HBAR is a native cryptocurrency of the Hedera network. HBARs are used to power decentralized applications, build peer-to-peer transaction models, and protect the networks from malicious actors. HBAR serves two main functions. The network fuel is number one. HBAR serves as a fuel to pay for the network services and incentive nodes to contribute computing resources to the network. The second thing is the network security. As Hedera moves along the path of permissionless nodes, HBARs will protect the network against cyber attacks throughout the network, forthcoming coin, weighted proof of stake, and consensus mechanism. Now, if I go down to this part where it say Hedera's HBAR cryptocurrency, the Hedera network was launched in August 2018. At the time, the network total fixed supply of HBARs was 50 billion HBARs, was minted and placed into a Hedera treasury account. The Hedera treasury will consist of multiple cryptographical, secure, and multi-signature accounts. HBARs can be transferred out of the treasury account only after a transaction is cryptographically signed by a majority of the governing council members, which I like. This ensures that control over the network cryptocurrency remain decentralized, invested in large, trustworthy entities. They break down more. You can go and you can read that, and they talk about the few, and I like they have a graph. Where is that graph? Here go the hash graph. So you got 50 billion of these, non-inflationary, and they telling you where are they all at. 54% is still being held in the treasury. You got development, community funds, ecosystem, the coin purchase agreement in 2020, investors, management, and you got the owner. You know, the owner gotta have some, but you know, I'm still skeptical about that. They have their coin distribution schedule all the way up to 2025. That is a lot to take in. I want to know first, what are y'all thoughts in the comments about the company? This is a very, very, very unique company with powerful people and companies that are backing them. So far, I understand what they are doing. What they are doing is taking the blockchain to a whole different level we never seen. Now, I didn't do the numbers of how fast this is compared to Bitcoin, because all of these new companies say Ethereum is slow, Bitcoin don't have this many transactions. HBAR do over 10,000 transactions per second. We're not even going to get into that. But overall, I like the company. I like the growth. I see completely where they're going. One of the best things I love about it are companies are already building on their network right now. So they're not just talking about what they're going to do. They are already actively doing it and people are using it. The thing is, Hedera is way ahead of their time, because we just now learning Bitcoin and how it works. They are now making everything more public. I think it's going to take the world probably 5 to 15 years to get hip to understand and utilize it. I hope it go faster, but this is unique. Overall, I do like the company. The next video, I'm going to break down the price because this was too much to take in. So watch the next video. Just click the link right here. And if it's not there, I will post it very soon, where we will talk about the price. Do I think it's worth investing in? Should you invest in it? Is it a long-term hold? We will get into it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I was able to explain it where some of you guys, just one person, was able to understand what is Hedera, how HBAR work. And if you did, make sure you press that like button, press the subscribe button, and leave a comment. I'm Lando, success, and I'm out.
Black boy, you can fly. Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black rose, black rose in the sky. Black rose.